Hi everyone, welcome to my channel of another everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I'm AspieAnswersAll. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life story with Aspergers syndrome, OCD and the like. At this point in time, basically, I just want to share with you all some more of the Autism and series, basically, hopefully, so we can get up to date with some of that, so that if any of you are looking for some of the series that is correlated about where I was supposed to be aiming for, striving for people who has autism, or just someone who's, socialized or tried to figure out how to, handle people with autism, Aspergers syndrome, or anything in that genre. Hopefully you can understand them all by hopefully following me through my social media sites, as well as maybe just this channel, so that hopefully you can gain a better understanding. But just to bear in mind as well before I continue, is that many people have the misconception in themselves about certain things about people that are autistic, and I have shared a few of those misconceptions, which I'll link below. I can't stress it enough though that all autistic people are different, regardless sort of thing of where they're at in their life, as well as their stages of development versus basically maybe just the wiring of their brain here, say. So we need to treat people the same way you want to be treated here, say. Anyway, let's begin this. Have you ever met someone in your life, be it a boy or girl, that you're trying to connect with them, laugh with them, joke around with them, etc., etc., trying to make a little connection somewhere along the way, or some sort of form of friendship or bond, regardless. When you do make that connection, we know that we feel on top of the world, obviously, basically, in it. When it happens, we just feel happy and at peace in ourselves, as well as being happy around that particular someone that made us basically feel that way in the first place. Have you ever felt that after that special connection, that you thought that with someone that you're with you had similar interests and hobbies, you automatically think that you both are friends for life? Have you ever felt alone, isolated, and left in the dark, though, however, when things didn't go right, maybe for that particular someone you're hanging around with? It doesn't have to be like a friendship to a relationship stage. It can just be when you're trying to connect and make friends. As I said before, when it comes down to making friends with me, I have found it hard, because obviously many people have the misunderstandings and misgivings about what I'm like as a person, obviously. And like I said so many times before, what gets up my goat is people trying to change me for who and what I am, regardless of this infrastructure of the mask of what I've got. I'm doing my very darn hardest just to focus on what needs to be changed, but there shouldn't be that many changes in me that I should be changing, regardless of how I speak, act, dress, talk, whatever. Should just accept me for me. Okay. Was there ever a time though, however, you felt ever so strongly in your heart that you felt after reaching out so many times out there to people, and then again there's still a little bit of a void in your heart that you felt, and you felt that no one is there for you, or you felt that no one can ever possibly understand you or the situation that you feel or going through, regardless? I feel this way 9 times out of 10. At least be real here while we're going on about this topic, autism and loneliness. This one is also not just for the people with autism or Aspergers syndrome that may feel this, because there comes a time in our life that no matter who and what we are, no matter what kind of mental health disorder or whatever we've got in our lives, basically, this is addressed to you guys as well, not just for people with autism and whatnot, just to be clear and frank here. Now, where was I up to? Sorry. Let's be real, honest and clear here, okay, or truthful here as well. We all go through this sometimes, through the phases of loneliness, isolation, and what have you. But it's not always our fault, obviously, when it comes down to it. Obviously, when we go through these stages in our lives, it doesn't matter if you're a male or female, however, young or old, autistic or neurotypical, a child or an adult, we all go through these phases of loneliness one way or another in our life, as I said before. They come and go of these phases and stages of loneliness of what we go through. We can imagine them like full seasons, You know, sometimes it may be 4 seasons of one, or just the 4 seasons cycling. You know, you go through that period in certain seasons that you're lonely, got friends, you're lonely, or isolated, or whatever the case may be. Hearsay, because that's how it felt for me, and it still is to this day for these phases and states. I sometimes look at it also as a clear example of loneliness for me, of the 4 seasons, that they change their states and phases, like the leaves falling off the trees, or flowers on full bloom, and young animals basically, you know, are around them. Sometimes also with the leaves falling down, they change colour. Like everything goes through a cycle or a phase in life, obviously, because it's a period of change, as we know. Sometimes also I look at it with these seasons of change also in the way of to clearly illustrate hopefully how loneliness works. And this is also with, you know, your little young animals when it comes into spring, like young calves and sheep, lambs mooing and baaing sort of thing, when they're with their, you know, with their parents. I guess you all can feel me somehow that I'm dealing with it right now. Now and again I am. Sometimes I'm trying to, like I said, in one of my friendship or making friends video, I have been trying to socialise as much as I can around people, regardless how hard it is for me. You know, I do my very darn hardest to do it, regardless if it exhausts me, and sometimes it's, like I said, it's like a little, for me, most autistics may understand this, it's like a little social energy tank that we're in, you know, full, empty, half full, whatever it may be. How, yes, I am experiencing loneliness now and again, but I don't need you guys to feel sorry for me, regardless if it feels like a sharp knife, you know, penetrating me, piercing right through me. But that's just the story of life. Obviously, we all go through these stages and phases of life. As I've been going through this, being lonely or being alone, or, you know, doing things alone, you know, sometimes it can be a good thing, sometimes it has its benefits and not so benefits, if you know what I mean here. Just weighing up your pros and cons. To me, sometimes when I am alone in my little solitude, you know, or what have you, I feel that I'm at peace. I can, you know, clear up in my mind what needs to be done, what I can do better, and everything else. Just a time out period if I need to change me, as people will say. But then again, like I said, why change someone to suit their forte when basically they should accept you for you, like I've been trying to do with a lot of people along the way that I meet, and great, accepting them, warts and all, you know, faults, flaws and whatever. Okay, let's just say with what happened to me, that I was connecting well with others around me. Okay, and I've written to this person before that final decision that I made after seeing a documentation called Girls with Autism. This person, I know who they are, but I'm not going to name names. But then again, it was her choice to cut ties with me, like many others made their choice to cut ties with me, regardless of if it was a personal situation in their life that they had to go through on their own, or a personal situation that they had to deal with if they're married and have kids, and maybe something's going on with their kids' health or something, you say, or whatever it is. But enough said about what's going on, though. Yet, like I said earlier, no matter who and what we are, we all go through this stage and phase of loneliness sometime in our lives, regardless when and when, despite everything else we may go through. But given to my experiences and to what I've been through or gone through, you know, that there are 2 distinct types of loneliness, though, just to clarify. Yet I'll explain these maybe for another video of these 2 types of loneliness, or I'll do it now depending on my time if you want to know what I'm talking about. So this is intentional and unintentional loneliness. So you may be questioning, what are they? So let's clarify this up. Intentional loneliness, obviously, for the first one, is when the person isn't trying to be active and socializing with others, and they'll decide to go to a corner on their own, minding their own business, and will not talk to anyone at all. Why is this? There are a lot of reasons. Maybe they have been bullied, maybe they have tried to open up to people, and they've just now lost the sense of trust to those people that they've opened up to because of that trust factor. Maybe another one is, say they've opened up and trying to gain the confidence level by just being around people, and it took them a whole long while to get to that stage in their life to be confident and being able to trust people around them regardless of whatever it may have been going on in their life. Another one, it could be a death in the family, or even maybe a close friend that has passed on, or maybe, last but not least, they just woke up one day and chose to make that decision to communicate to anyone at all, and you're saying, leave me alone, I don't want to talk to you as I'm not ready to talk to anyone. That's how I'm feeling today. But on the other hand, for the other word I said of the type of loneliness, unintentional, this is when you're trying your best to fit in and blend in to the group that you're with, trying to get attention from your friends, family, whoever it may be, in a social gathering, yet, parents are talking to their own kids and whatever it is, and for whatever reason it isn't working out. But as I've learned, you shouldn't have to blend in, trying to fit in. We're all different. We should be able to just, stand out from the rest, so to speak. For an example, you're not going to be noticed or not going to be, fitting in. And a classic example is maybe you're at a family gathering, so to speak, and you're actually having a get-together, getting to know your family, like what they call them, a family reunion. Say we could put it as a clear illustration here. But everyone else is busy in their own little world, in their own conversations. Or another classic example to share with you all is maybe in school, you want to hang out with the cool kids and do cool stuff with them, whatever cool kids do these days in this day and age, and they pretend and ignore you like you don't exist. Or even in the adult world, this happens too, where you're trying to get noticed by your boss and they're like, who are you again? So from what you can do, or what you can do to what I've illustrated to you of these two types of loneliness, could have different reasons and outcomes for the situation that we're in. But, yes, there is a but. Both of the outcomes involves us being alone one way or another. And in any case, you haven't experienced it, or you're about to experience it, or you have experienced it. Yes, it does suck, doesn't it? Okay, there are many techniques and ways of which we can handle this situation and dealing with loneliness, okay, especially for autistics that I'm trying to clearly address to the ones on the autistic community, or any one of you that are dealing with or handling people with autism. So bear with me basically on what I'm about to share. One, you could create an imaginary friend to talk to, maybe, even though most autistics do this anyway when they're young. Maybe they have a favourite toy to talk to in the room while being by themselves, looking at the mirror and talking to the mirror. Many people may think that's strange, but this is the way some autistics do. Other methods or techniques or ideas to just illustrate is more real and materialistic. Reading a book, writing a blog, singing and listening to music, watching a movie or a video of some kind, playing video games. What I'm trying to say is just basically anything that will take us to a new world or level of adventure, of fun, what have you. Because obviously sometimes, as we know, while we're playing games online, we should be able to make friends along the way. And sometimes we might be able to, do a video cam recording with them, regardless, or maybe a video call with them, get them, know them that way, to ease the pressure of feeling lonely. Obviously, this is also when it comes down to it, venture to just interrupt us or distract us from basically the predicament of feeling lonely or loneliness or whatever it may be. Yet if their own loneliness is intentional or unintentional, no matter what coping mechanisms or techniques that you use to deal with it on a day-to-day basis, it's all revolving on one thing or lack of one thing, which is socialization or social interaction. as for us human beings, or as I call us human beings, we are like almost like aliens. We strive, we crave for hunger and attention and whatnot, as we all do. We all love it when one notices and that we are the centre of attention at school or at work or wherever we may be. We went above and beyond our own, way of things. Sometimes we feel that we like to be the centre of attention while we've aced a test in school, you say. Or even at work, that we are getting noticed and getting high praises, and then we go up the ladder where we are working, regardless what it may be. Like a raise or a promotion, depending on how the boss's moods are, I guess. Yet, in my case though, to get noticed obviously is creating YouTube videos or just doing my blogging and whatever else that keeps me happy and at peace and whatever it may be. I guess you guys do watch them. I hope you do, for some of those video blogs that I share that I feel close to my heart, that are important regardless of the topic, be it the Autism and series, be it the Beauty from Ashes channel series playlistings of what I share, the everyday struggles that you guys go through, whatever it may be. Anyway, to end this, it is understandable, however, that we all want to be alone sometime in our lives, right? Maybe something has happened, as I said before, be it bullying, be it that we're losing sense of trust with people when we did try to reach out. Maybe we are lacking in confidence. It could be anything. Or we're not ready to come out and socialise in the way that many people want us to do. But it's never okay to be alone for a long extended period of time. Obviously, as I said before, it has its benefits and its not advantages and disadvantages, depending on how you want to look at this. Thing is, if you stay isolated for too long or for quite some time, or you keep pushing people away from you, for the real ones that are trying to be, there for you, for support, they might end up giving up on us. The ones who's trying to be, and it's given that you'll get used to that feeling of maybe loneliness on your own, will become intentional. Remember that what was said though of the quote, never homeschool your kids, as it's probably worst thing you can do for a kid or a kid who is autistic. They're saying that for a reason, as we're all built to socialise, interact and engage with the others around us. If we don't socialise with others, we'll not just fall behind, but you won't have anyone to relate to or socialise with, etc, etc. We all will need someone from time to time. Believe you me, I'm trying to reach out to others around me, be it, boys or girls. Believe you me, if I was to end this with an ending statement of a form of advice to you all, basically, this is it, what I'm going to share with you all. If you're a parent and you see your child struggling with something, or anything for that matter, do so, talk to them, support them, sort of thing, be there for them. Trying to find some coping mechanisms or techniques if they're struggling, or find ways of just having that communication line open. Be patient with them even if they are struggling, regardless if they don't talk to you and stuff. Some autistics obviously, especially are non-verbal. Find some methods that you guys use that you communicate, be it sign language, be it some, software on a tablet or a cell phone for your child to reach out and actually talk to you in that way. They need you even if you feel that they don't need you, regardless of their everyday struggles. And never go without a day that you go by without saying I love you, sort of thing, and I'm always here for you no matter what. That's the key importance to know for anybody, not just for the autistics. Let's be real and honest here. Your kid will likely to be angry, annoyed with you about something. Who doesn't? Okay, keep treasuring and making many memories with your kids as much as possible. This can go with the teachers also, basically, for this advice I'm sharing with you all, hopefully. As we know, basically that tomorrow isn't always guaranteed or promised. As the years go by, basically they will cherish these moments with you and may thank you even more so. Okay, another form of advice here, or for the ones that are going through loneliness and isolation at this period of time, no matter who and what you are, where you're from, or what you've done, you're not alone. There's always truly someone out there that will really care about you. You are something to someone in their life. You are loved, you are special, as you know, and have something to give. You'll always have a place to belong, regardless if you feel that there's no place of belonging. Even like I said before, even if I've contradicted myself, that regardless of it all, we don't have to fit in and blend in to suit everyone else. Well, this quickly ends one part of my autism and series, which is autism and loneliness. Give me the like for thumbs up for support, comment below. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends. Feel free to follow me on my social media sites. Private message me if need be, if they need a rises, be it on this full screen of YouTube or vice versa on AspieAnswersAll. Pretty much I'll do the best I can to answer your questions or whatever it may be. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Feel free to also turn on the notification bell so you know when these new updates are coming of my videos. So in all video guys, thanks for support, thanks for watching, do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao for now. Below.